Awakening the I Am, The Path to Spiritual Mastery and Joy. An article by Charles Fillmore. Jesus taught that there is a power in man which gives him authority over the things of the world. This principle is the higher self, the spiritual man, the Christ. If we would succeed, we must bring forth this principle. It gives dominion and mastery. The description of the Last Judgment given in the Gospels has been used to terrify men and women and thus compel them to unite with the Church. But in this day of enlightenment, people are not so easily led or driven by fear. They ask for understanding. When they do seek light concerning the judgment, it is given, and they learn that it is all a matter of law, the very law of being. They find that for every departure from this law, they must suffer, not in some future time of great tribulation, not in a great judgment after death, but here and now. What is the law? It is that universal something in us of which we are all conscious, that tells us when we are doing right and when we are doing wrong. It may be defined as the innate knowing of right and wrong, and this knowing may be quickened, cultivated. This quickening does not come by the study of material things, but by concentrating the mind upon the higher power, the Christ within. This brings us to the realization of what Jesus meant when he said, "The Son of Man shall come in his glory and shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on his left." The Son of Man is the divine power in man. It is that in us which knows. The Son of Man is not far away, and his angels are with him. Angels are the true concepts of the Absolute. Every man has within him the sheep and the goats. The goats are thoughts of opposition, resistance, stubbornness. All of these must be separated from the true when the Son of Man comes into the individual consciousness of the glory of the Father. The real man is the spiritual man, the I Am, and when it comes into dominion, a great judgment work, a great day of sifting and separation, goes on in the mind and body and in the outer world of the one in whom this quickening, renewing Christ mind works. The natural man is in a constant whirlpool of yes and no. This is not dominion, and it is not true of the real man. He discerns the real from the unreal, the true from the false, and by his word of authority separates the sheep from the goats. The sheep are the meek, obedient, kind, tender, true thoughts. They are intelligent. In Oriental countries, where sheep are cared for by shepherds who love them, they show remarkable intelligence. The Lamb, that taketh away the sin of the world, is loving, intelligent obedience to the divine law. Sin is always followed by suffering, the hell of fire. Unless you know the law and identify yourself with the Christ and his righteousness, and thus separate yourself from sin. If you get angry, your blood will boil. Your anger will cook the corpuscles. So with every departure from the law of love, a condition comes that men have named disease. But there is no reality in the diseases that are described in the medical books, and no remedy can be found for them in the realm of materiality. They are all the outpicturing of error thoughts, and the only real healing power is in the Christ mind, where true ideas rule. The greatest joy of life is service. Many think it is in getting things, but they are always disappointed. It is the people who forget themselves that bless the world with their presence. Selfishness leads to fault-finding, complaining, and scolding. Consideration of others' welfare and forgetfulness of self make sunshiny people. They have the secret of happiness and satisfaction. If you are cross and irritable, you may know that it is because you are allowing selfishness to rule in you. You want what you want, and when you get it, you will not be satisfied. Later, you will want something else just as much. Do not allow this goat to dominate you. You will be most unhappy if you do, and the longer you permit it, the more unhappy you will become. A story is told of a rich woman of uncertain temper who dreamed she went to heaven and was being shown about by an attendant. A large mansion attracted her attention, and she asked for whom it was built. She was much surprised to learn that it was for her gardener. "Why," she said, "he never saves. He is most improvident." A little cabin nearby seemed to her more suitable for him, but she was told that the cabin was for her. She was indignant and said, "Why? I live in a mansion down there." To which the attendant replied, "Can't help it, madam. We are doing the very best we can with the material that is being sent up." And that is the end of the article.